There were memories. There was the warmth of life. Her warmth was always by my side. I kill her along with those memories. I search through my mind and throw them away to where I can't find them again. I'll never return. I'll never recall her now. Such a thing will never be forgiven. I chose this path. I killed someone else to save Sakura. Using my own hands, I killed someone who protected me until the very end. Neither regret nor a confession will bring forgiveness. This is what it means to ally with someone. I'll keep sacrificing important things for the one I love. Jesus. And on this path, there's nothing brilliant enough to make up for what I've lost. It's a lot to give up. It's a lot to give up. I'll search all my life for happiness that can measure up to what I've lost. I'll keep losing more than I gain, and I'll never stop someday. And I know I'll stop someday. But I'm going to take responsibility for stealing things away, even if I'm pathetic, comical, or meaningless. I don't know where I can find happiness, but I swear to myself that I'll never give up, even if I can't see the end. The weight of my dagger disappears. Silent to the end, the dark swordsman sinks into the black shadow, her eyes fixed on me. Now let's get down into the basement and beat Sakura and get the hell out of here. The black wave closes in, spreading its arms to block its prey's escape. It attacks as a tidal surge. Oh wow. But the golden flash of light forbids the giant's existence. 6 already. Rin has cut down the endless barrage of dark curses. The surprised one is Mato Sakura, the master of the shadows. It's a natural reaction. Each of the black giants is a match for the noble phantasms wielded by servants. For Tosaka Rin, even one giant should be an avatar of inescapable death. But she has struck down 6 already. She killed every one of them with a single blow. That's one strong sword. And running up the cliff now, she eliminates the 7th with one stroke of her dagger. The gem sword blazes with light. The colorless blade emits 7 prismatic colors. Extraordinary power is surging from its core. Good lord. It bathes the cavern in a bright golden light. Destroying the last of the shadows in her way, Tosaka Rin reaches the top of the cliff. Mato Sakura stands before her. The black girl stares with surprise at her older sister's arrival. At the sound of her voice, numerous shadows rise up. Their number is incomparable to before. Is it Sakura's impatience, or did things behind her sense the risk of their master? The magical energy emitted against the mere human called Tosaka Rin is over 100 million in numerical value. The greatest servant, the lightest saber's noble phantasm Excalibur.
それはセーバーの宝具の力を真似ている。姉さんに残った微弱な魔力でも起動する影を殺すだけの限定物素。
は？ちょっとそんなこともわからないの？あなた今まで何を習ってきたのよ、さくら。
No, I need an explanation.
バカにしないで。だってそうでなくっちゃ説明が。
That confidence is getting a little shaken though.
説明も何もない。
And arrogance.
これはセイバーの宝剣のコピーでもないし、影殺しの魔剣でもない。これはね、さくら、遠坂に伝わる宝石剣でゼルレッジっていうの。
ゼルレッジ？
呆れた。ゼルレッジの名前も知らないのね。なんか説明するのもバカらしくなってきたけど、まあ要するにあなたの天敵よ。
Sounds good.
今のあなたは魂を永久期間にして魔力を生み出す第三魔法の出来損ない。そして私は無限に連なる平行世界を旅するじいさんの模造品、第二魔法のコピーキャットってこと。
A flash from the blade. Light traces the dagger swing, obliterating Mato Sakura's guardian shadows. Not only that, light and heat, like those of a miniature Excalibur, send rumbles through the cavern. It's a pure contest of magical energy. What kind of magic? No sorcery was used. Tosaka has a stock of magical energy equal to that of Mato Sakura.
近づくまでもないわね。こっちはこう見えても飛び道具だし、あんたは影に守られて出てこないし、どっちかの力が尽きるまで打ち合いをするのも悪くないわ。まあ、あんまり続けたら私たちより先にこの洞窟が崩れそうだけど。
そんな打ち合いなんて、それも嘘です。姉さんにはもうこれっぽっちも魔力なんて残っていない。その剣が何であれ、もう次の攻撃なんてできないはず。
Are you sure about that?
そうならやってみましょう。いいからかかってきなさい、さくら。荒領事だけど、まあ授業料って思って諦めるのね。ちょっと強くなったからってわがまま放題したこと後悔させてあげるから。
まだです。エス・ベフィールド、マインハーテン、シュリーストアリス、エーステ、スバイテ、ラントフレア・シュビンデン。
Mato Sakura cannot understand what's happening. Now she summons the shadows out of fear, but the sword of light mercilessly eliminates them. Mato Sakura is frightened and confused. That's why she doesn't notice. The sweat on Tosaka Rin's forehead. The high cost of using the gem sword, which shreds the muscle in her arm with each swing.
ストックに関しちゃ負けないんだけど、私の体がどこまで持つか。
Just has to last a little bit longer? Hopefully. Light purges the attacking shadows, but their powers are not equal. Tosaka Rin and Mato Sakura, the difference in their power is still the same. Mato Sakura's stock of magical energy reaches 1 trillion. As it cannot be used within a lifetime, it can be called an infinite supply.
どうして私は誰よりも強くなった。もう誰にも叱られなくなった。なのにどうしていきなりそんな都合よく私に追いつくんですか。
それが間違いだっていうのよ。いくらデタラメな貯蔵があったってそれを使うのは術者でしょ。わかる？どんなに水があったって外に出す量は蛇口の大きさに左右される。マトウサクラっていう魔術回路の瞬間放出量は1000弱なら、どんなに貯蔵があっても一度に放出できる魔力は私とさして変わらない。だから私が用意するのはあんたと同じ貯蔵量じゃなく、毎回1000程度の魔力でいい。そんなバカみたいに肥大した魔力なんて持っていても宝の持ち腐れよ。
The line of light is swung. If 1,000 light is smashed against 1,000 shadow, the powers will certainly cancel each other out. But Tosaka Rin's magical energy doesn't even reach 100. the contradiction. It doesn't need to be said that her sword creates the competition that should not be possible. Obviously. A sword of light that reaches 1,000 units of magical energy with each attack replenishes even more. It's not using Tosaka Rin's magical energy. She's merely collecting the mana, saturating this cave, and releasing it through the gem sword. Odd is the energy within a magus, while mana is energy within the air. It's self-evident which is stronger. As Rin is inferior to Sakura, the only thing she can rely on is the mana in the air. True, the mana in this cavern reaches 1,000. It'd only be once, but with the mana's help, she would be able to eliminate a giant. But there would be nothing left after that. Air holds a finite amount of power. Just as with humans, when the mana runs out, it takes a long time to be replenished. Tosaka Rin can only oppose Mata Sakura once in this world. But, that being the case, consider for a moment. What if another cavern existed here? Well, that would mean she could oppose her infinite enemy one more time. What would happen if it can make that if into reality? Parallel worlds. Oh, so it's just draining energy from this same cavern, just in different worlds? What will happen if one can open a hole into a parallel world and pull out the unused mana from the cavern there? It's a pretty nice sword then.
その歪み、聖杯と同じ。まさか姉さん。
そう、よそから魔力を引っ張ってるのはあんただけじゃない。けど勘違いしないでよね。私のはそんな無駄に増えたものじゃない。私はあくまで並行して存在するここから魔力を拝借してるだけ。合わせ鏡に映った無限の平行世界から毎回一戦ずつ魔力を集めて力任せに切り払ってるのよ。
The girl drawing a massive supply from the Holy Grail, the Great Holy Grail, gasps.
そんな、分かったさくら。そっちが無尽蔵ならこっちは無制限ってこと。
Gem Sword Zeltridge. It's a miracle that makes a path in between infinite parallel worlds. That's the whole sword's only ability, an equipment that creates a small opening too small for humans to pass and looks into another possible world. The dagger has no function to amplify magical energy, nor does it have the power to create energy when swung. But its sole ability is enough. She merely needs to pull unused magical energy from the next cavern after she uses up the magic in this one. She can move on to the next one after that, then the next one, and after that, and after the next, after the next. There's no end to the parallel worlds. The possibility of opposite mirrors are infinite, therefore limitless. Even if Ren's capacity is only 1,000, it doesn't matter. An inexhaustible supply and an infinite supply. Because the powers of their magic circuits are equal, the two magi are equal. Another rumbling echoes through the space. Ren's gem sword not only destroys the shadows, its excessive force slowly brings the cavern towards its collapse. When that happens, the altar and the Great Holy Grail will be destroyed as well. Mata Sakura will lose if she continues fighting. Even if she attacks until Tosaka tires, the room will cave in shortly thereafter. And all that talk about strength really goes out the window once actually someone can match it. Ooh. Brutal. The shadows stop. She must finally understand the origin of her enemy's power. Gasping for breath, Sakura glares at her older sister.
何度やっても同じよ、さくら。あなたが手に入れた力なんてその程度。舞い上がってた頭もこれで少しは冷えたでしょ。
How about we just talk this out and remove the shadow from you and then we can all go home happily? How about that? Let's just end this peacefully.
ふざけないで。そんなの不公平です、姉さん。姉さんばっかり。
Unfair.
どうして？
I mean, you also have unlimited power, so I mean, both are kind of unfair. Yoshiro is just dying. The battle continues. Mata Sakura keeps screaming even though she knows it's useless, and she's pushing herself into a corner, along with The grudge she kept inside for a long, long time.
そうです。私は姉さんが羨ましかった。
Yeah, that was
遠坂の家
self-evident.
に残っていつも輝いていて、苦労なんて一つも知らずに育った遠坂凛香に憎らしかった。だから勝ちたかった。一度ぐらい、一度でいいから姉さんにすごいって褒めてほしかったのに。
The older sister slashes away the oncoming shadow. Gritting her teeth, she catches a glimpse of her sister's mind.
どうしてですか？私は違ったのに。同じ姉妹で同じ家に生まれたのに、私には何もなかった。あんな暗い虫蔵に押し込まれて、毎日毎日おもちゃみたいに扱われてた。人間らしい暮らしも優しい言葉もかけられたことはなかった。
The hatred. The hatred is not directed at her older sister, but...
死にかけたことなんて毎日だった。死にたくなって鏡を見るのなんて毎日だった。でも死ぬのは怖くて、一人で消えるなんて嫌だった。だって私にはお姉さんがいるって聞かされてた。私は遠坂の子だからお姉さんが助けに来てくれるんだって、ずっとずっと信じていたのに。なのに姉さんは来てくれなかった。
She probably never had the ability to. I mean, what do you expect a child to do?
私のことなんて知らずにいつも綺麗なまま笑ってた。惨めな私のことなんて気にせず遠坂の家で幸せに暮らしていた。
Happily is probably stretching it a little, but... Point
どう
made.
してですか？同じ姉妹なのに、同じ人間なのに、どうして姉さんだけそんなに笑っていられるんです？
Her hatred isn't directed at her older sister. It's a blind plea to herself and the world.
人間をやめた。当然です。私はもうずっと前から人間扱いされてこなかった。目も髪も姉さんとは変わっていって、細胞の隅々までマキリの魔術師になるよう変えられた。11年11年です姉さん。マキリの教えは鍛錬なんてものじゃなく、体に直接刻んでただ魔術を使うだけの道具に仕立て上げた。苦痛を与えれば与えるほどいい道具になるって笑うんです。そのうち食事にも毒を盛られて、ご飯を食べることは怖くて痛いことでしかなくなった。虫小屋に放り込まれればただ息を吸うことさえおじい様の許しが必要だった。
She's crying, but Rin slashes away the shadows without a word.
どうかしてますよね。でも痛くて痛くて、やめてくださいって懇願すればするほど、あの人たちは私に手を加えていった。だから姉さんみたいに頭も良くない、何でもできるわけじゃない。私にできることはこうやって自分の痛みをぶつけることだけです。
Her oppressed soul, her irreparable body, and...
けどそれって私のせいですか？私をこういう風にしたのはおじい様で、マトウに売り渡したお父さんで、助けに来てくれなかった姉さんじゃない。
I mean, I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming you for killing people, but outside of that, no, it's nothing you could control. It's entirely the people who put you in that situation. I wouldn't blame Tosaka for Ren for the fact that she was a child and couldn't really do anything about it.
私だって
If she goes over there,
好き
she'll
で
be
こんな化け物
fucking
になったん
kidnapped
じゃ
too.
ない。みんなが私を追い詰めるからこうなるしかなかったのに。
But
だからどうしたっていうのそれ。
she doesn't feel for her at all. Not a single word of sympathy.
そういうこともあるでしょう。泣き言を言ったところで何が変わるわけでもないし、化け物になったのならそれはそれでいいんじゃない？ だって今は痛くないんでしょ。
Cruel approval. The girl's cries did go a bit too far, but they were just asking for warmth. But Rin denied it. She says it's right to be a monster, saying it's because she was weak. Her always perfect sister tells her the hard truth.
姉さんがそんなだから。
The shadows boil up. The girl with only seconds ago was about to abandon the fight under pressure from her sister, gives form to her curse and her despair.
そう。じゃあ私からも一つだけ言っておくわ。私、苦しいと思ったことは一度もなかった。大抵のことはさらっと受け流せてたし、どんなことだってうまくこなせた。だからあんたみたいに追い込まれることもなかったし、追い込まれる人間の悩みなんて興味なかった。そういう性格なのよ、私。あんまり他人の痛みがわからないの。だから正直に言えば、さくらがどんな辛い思いをして、どんなにひどい日々を送ってきたかはわからない。悪いけど、理解しようとも思わないわ。
Concise words. She's not lying. She just tells her younger sister the truth.
けどさくら、そんな無神経な人間でもね、私は自分が恵まれているなんて一度も思えたことはなかったけど。
She looks straight at her. She stares back at Matosakura with all emotion contained in her words. She cannot understand. What did she just say? I wasn't blessed either.
何？
Hatred dyes her brain red. She must be fooling around saying such convenient things now. Shut up.
今さら恵まれていなかった。
She's trying to draw out Uncle Minyu, isn't she? Trying to get her to like this to go all the way because that's how you like save her. So you can get the Holy Grail at that point. So it's easier to eliminate him. She's about to lose her mind. She's about to break down. Her sister has never looked at her. She showed off her great talent and happiness. Shut up.
よくもそんな。
She never liked or hated me, who wanted everything from her but received nothing, and says she's still pure and clean. Shut up, Nei-san, I won't forgive you.
足りない。そんな言葉聞きたくない。そんな言い訳なんて聞かない。私は。
Don't need you anymore. The girl screams as if denying her inner darkness. That's the last resistance Tosaka Rin could manage. She makes the decision she's been postponing. She wanted to wait for Miyashiro as long as she could, but she can't postpone it any longer. No. First of all, it was a mistake to entrust Shiro with their problem. It's Tosaka Rin's weakness against Mato Sakura.
Sakura?
Rin calls out to her calmly as if saying hello. At that instant, Tosaka Rin finishes the battle.
Sakura?
Okay. Fucking, no, weapons? Do I get a fucking thing about it? Please? Yes, finally. A limited magic item that possesses the abilities of the sorcery. While it cannot open doors to parallel world, it allows a degree of intervention through looking between them, and it even allows for sharing of magical energy present in the air. The gem part of the name comes from the kaleidoscopic appearance of its polyhedral structure. There's no need to explain why kaleidoscope is Zeltrad's nickname. She calls out and throws it. Her strongest weapon. She throws the sorcerer's inheritance. Oh yeah, that's right, it was a projectile. The whole cavern is filled with light. Explosion. In the act of its own destruction, the miraculous gem sword erases all shadows. She runs. She runs straight at Mato Sakura. Sakura can't move, wincing from the light. No matter how much power she has, she's still inexperienced in battle, so it's easy to beat her once she sets her mind to it. Tosaka Rin quickly closes in. As she runs, she grasps another dagger hidden behind her back. Sakura can't react. It seems she's realized she's going to be killed, but it's too late. She's got her. She thrusts the dagger to finish her off,
ダメだこれ。
and realizes her own defeat. God damn it, Rin. I'm dead. She understands that the dagger will pierce her heart before she can dodge it. Her body tries to counterattack, but it won't make it in time.
殺されるんだ。
There's no fear. She's used to being hurt by others, and she thinks it's natural that Rin is the one doing it. But she doesn't like getting hurt, and dying scares her, so she closes her eyes. She sighs with relief. After all, when she dies, the pain will end. But there's no pain, and the end doesn't come. Warmth fills her instead. The instant she realizes what it is, Mato Sakura regains her sight. There's blood. Warm human blood flowing from the stomach. The blood's flowing out of her older sister, whose arms are firmly wrapped around her.
さん。
The girl asks why. Rin was definitely faster. She could have killed her, but she stopped her dagger at the last second.
ああ、シローのことは言えないな、私も。
A faint voice. It's the voice she's always dreamed of. The voice of Tosaka Rin that's relentless, but warm and kind. Rin thinks to herself, it's nothing special. She just realized when it counted the most. Right when she saw Sakura up close, she realized she couldn't kill her.
バカだ、私。
I mean, I knew she wasn't going to. She doesn't have the heart to kill someone. She's dumbfounded. Her foolishness must be absolute if she didn't realize it until the very last moment. At least someone she cares about. She should have realized it earlier, but Rin's convinced that it can't be helped.
でもしょうがないわよね。私、だらしのないやつを見てるとほっとけないしさ。きちんとした仕組みが大好きだから、頑張ってるやつには頑張った分だけ報酬がないと我慢ならないし。
And first of all,
さくらのことが好きだし、いつも見ていたし、いつも笑っていてほしかったし。私が辛ければ辛いほど、あんたは楽できてるんだって信じたかった。それだけで、苦しいなんて思う暇すらなかったんだから。
she embraces Sakura with love. A once-in-a-lifetime embrace between sisters. She softly embraces her sister who pierced her stomach and holds her there like a treasure. Her warmth fades. There's no complaint. Tosaka Rin regrets, not her death, but her inability to save her
ご
sister.
めんね。こういう勝手な姉貴で。それと、ありがとう。そのリボン、ずっとつけていてくれて。
She crumbles to the altar like a falling red flower. It's wonderful. I love everything. The weight disappears. It only lasted for an instant, but her older sister disappears along with the warmth.
けどね、さくら。そんな無神経な人間でもね、私は自分が恵まれているなんて一度も。
What kind of loneliness is contained in Sakura's words? Her agony for her alone. Nobody else can understand or relieve her. There's no such hypocrisy. At that same time, what if the girl was admired, felt a loneliness nobody could understand? What would happen then? She was her ideal, someone brimming with confidence, who had everything she wanted. What if her older sister was always bound by something just like her?
私。
Then, the one that's weak, the one at fault, isn't her world, but her, the coward who couldn't look up. And there were people who clumsily loved her.
なのに。私が。
Where did she go wrong? She had everything. Everything she wanted was actually right there in front of her. They loved her and embraced her so kindly, but she destroyed it all by herself. Her hands are still frozen in place, trying to hug someone who's no longer there. The girl, wet with her beloved sister's blood, starts to strongly curse herself. Jesus. I hear sounds. A rumbling shakes the cave. The light and sound are still far off, but the cavern's creaking and trembling. Is it distant thunder? Suddenly I realize that I can't recall when I've ever heard that distant thunder. The dagger in my hand crumbles away as Saber disappears. It must be because I eliminated a servant, a strong familiar. The Azoth sword Tosaka created, with all her magical energy, crumbles away without a trace. I tighten the strength on my left arm. I've used up most of the magical energy. What's left in Archer's arm and myself. I should be able to do more if I combine them, but I can only manage one more projection. I won't be able to suppress Archer's arm after that. That's right, what happened to her? I get up. My body is stiff and rigid. It feels like my joints have turned into steel. I could probably repel bullets now. I can't walk well. I walk. Blood comes out. Something's coming out of my bent legs. I pretend not to notice. It feels like a metal pipe's protruding from my leg, but I can manage to walk if I grip my teeth. Something's making a sound in the distance. It sounds like something I heard a lot as a kid. It's probably still ingrained in my childhood memories. One gets curious about a lot of things as a kid. I walk to the wall Ryder smashed into. She's still there, but she's covered in wounds with her magical energy almost completely depleted. She shouldn't be able to move for a while. I should have her rest. I murmur to Ryder and start walking. Love you too, Ryder. Oh, she's conscious. Unable to stand, she watches me in a daze. If he even makes it down there. Ryder doesn't push herself. She knows she should start moving after she heals instead of pushing herself now. I can depend on her because she actually thinks ahead, unlike me. The rumblings are coming at shorter intervals now. There's no time to waste. I drag my wounded body and follow after Tosaka. I'm breathing hard. I lean against the wall as I walk. I'm not making bad progress. My body's stiff, but it's nothing once I get used to it. Something's coming out of my mouth. I wipe it away and pretend nothing happened. My thigh muscle goes numb and I almost fall. It's just a little numbness. My pant legs is ripped from inside and I can see inside my body. Desperately, I look away and walk on. I'm almost there. Warm wind hits my body. I slap my cheeks and start running. Oh, God, that's painful. I burst out of the darkness. The familiar deserted land fills my vision. No, this isn't something I've seen. The thing doesn't exist in Elia's memory. The main curse of this ridiculous war. The guy who took Sakura from me. Pressure and unpleasantness hit my whole body. The breathing of life tells me it's about to hatch. A flash of light and a rumble. The light came from the top of the cliff, wreaking havoc on the cavern. I don't know what's going on, but such flashy things can only come from Tosaka. Then that means... The distorted embryo looks at me, even though it has no eyes. There's no mistake about it. He wants to come out right at this second, maybe because he doesn't like how Tosaka is raging around. But his body is not ready yet. His placenta is inside the black pillar. He can't come out until his body is completely formed. He's impatient because Tosaka is about to destroy the womb itself, and that's why he wants his body completed, even if it may be hurriedly built. He wants to be summoned into this world as a servant with a body. I run. A desperate clash of light and shadow. Once I'm close enough to tell that it's the battle between Tosaka and Sakura. The time in this cavern stops. I can only think of one possible cause of the great light. With a childish cry, the world starts to quake. This isn't the destruction of the cavern walls by the light. This destruction of a more fundamental level. level. The cavern is shaking because the giant shadow is trying to come out.
今のは
A chill runs up my spine. I get a bad feeling. Hearing Sakura's cry, I imagine the worst possible outcome.
遠坂
I run. Panting frantically, I scramble up the cliff on all fours. The tremor doesn't stop. I hear a large boulder crash to the ground somewhere in the cavern. I don't care what's happening behind me. I run in desperation, covering myself in dirt. And my eyes are seared with the fact that I was too late.
遠坂
The ground's shaking. I can't see Tosaka's face since she's lying face down. She looks like a large flower fallen from its stem. I raise my face, backing away from Tosaka's blood-soaked body as if fleeing is. Sakura cursing her own existence.
桜
Oh god.
私殺しちゃった。あんなに大切にしてくれてたのに。
Sakura's voice isn't directed at me. She's rejecting everything. Her own body covered in Tosaka's blood, her darkened self, the pillar connected to her. She's cursing everything with all her might.
私バカでした。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。こんなの辛いだけだった。
The shadows binding Sakura. The black command spell is binding Sakura's body.
やだ。もうやめなくちゃ。でも戻れなくて。
She's refusing it. Sakura's refusing the shadow. She's hating herself, refusing the temptations from the shadow and trying to kill herself. But she can't. Sakura is necessary as a host for the shadow. It won't allow her to take her own life. Sakura is being torn apart by both the shadow and her own guilty conscience. So Tosaka won. Sakura regained her sanity. Tosaka chose her sister's life in the very end. Sakura's shadow. Her heart doesn't change no matter how much the shadow swallows her. I'm the one who made her like that. This would never have happened if I hadn't gotten scared back then and scolded her. I run to Tosaka. She's still breathing. It's too early to give up.
桜遠坂は死んでいない。そうだ、死んでいない。まだ助かる。いや、どうあっても助けるんだ。俺とお前で助けなくちゃいけないんだ。そうだろ、桜。
Light returns to her eyes. The restraint of the shadow loosens a bit. Her eyes focus on us. Sakura finally sighs with relief. And frantically tries to control herself. Covering Tosaka's body with my own, I receive the shadow's blow on my back.
違う先輩。私
The shadow's coming up from behind Sakura. Damn it. He's not alive yet, but his sense of danger is first
分かっ
class.
てる。往生際が悪いガキの仕業だ。桜を取られたくないってダダをこね始めやがった。待ってろ。すぐにぶん殴って桜から引き剥がしてやる。
Yeah, you tell him, Shiro. I start walking towards Sakura. The shadow grazes my cheek. It should have cut through my neck, but Sakura's scream made it miss. Clutching at herself, Sakura fights against it. Instead of disappearing, the shadow keeps increasing in number. She's crying. Sakura's crying. It's not because of the pain of the shadow swallowing her. She's crying from frustration because she can't suppress herself.
先輩ダメです。私抑えきれない。
Another stab. The shadow's lance grazes my cheek.
やめて。なんで来るんですか、先輩。
Because doing nothing's not going to do anything.
それ以上来たら先輩を殺しちゃう。
Another stab. I put my right hand on my left shoulder. I did not come all this way just to let you die. You're leaving this cave. If it's the last damn thing I do. The shadow's pressure gets stronger with each step. My advance is hurting Sakura's body and mind.
どうして言うこと聞いてくれないんですか先輩がそれ以上近寄るなら私だって我慢しません先輩に殺される前に私が先輩を殺しちゃうんだから
どうしても何もないさくらをここから連れ出して遠坂を助ける
まだそんなことを言ってるんですかやめてください私は助かりませんいいえ助かっちゃいけないんです
Another stab. The shadow hits my stomach. It didn't pierce me, it's just a strike. Sakura is intentionally trying to push me away.
ほら見たでしょ先輩私はこういう人間なんです今さら外には戻れ
You're
ない
going
し
back.
この子も私を離してくれないそれにもし私いっぱい人を殺しました何人も殺して兄さんも殺しておじい様も殺して姉さんも殺してしまった
Yeah, the other two deserve to die. Okay, fuck that. I don't care. You don't have to include them. That's a moral good thing.
そんな人間に
Tosaka's not
倒しちゃ
dead
って言
yet.
うんです
Hopefully.
奪ってしまったものは返せない私は多くの人を殺しましたそれでも生きていけって言うんですか
You dying isn't solving anything. You're going to live. I see. She can't back out now. She's trapped by crime she can't atone for. There's no salvation. Even if it wasn't Sakura's will, those actions will haunt her forever. Even if she's released from the shadow, the darkness will remain within her. But
当然だろう奪ったからには責任を果たせさくら
you can't atone for any crimes if you just choose to die. So you're gonna atone by living. I released the strain on my left arm. The last time I removed the red cloth that barely kept me alive. And I'm gone. I feel faint. I have to go forward before I disappear. There are things I have to tell her. That you love her?
そうだ罪の所在も罰の重さも
The shadows lance toward my chest, shoulder, left leg, and stomach. Clank. The shadows don't pierce me, but slide off like a
けど
spark.
守る
With a spark.
これからさくらに問われる全てのことからたとえそれが偽善でも好きな相手を守り通すことをずっと理想に生きてきたんだから
I move forward. Sakura's right in front of me now.
先輩体
Trace on. I only think about one thing. I use every last ounce of my remaining magical energy for its projection. Oh, rule breaker. The last projection. I raise the dagger that breaks all contracts. I can't see her face clearly.
お仕置きだきついの行くから歯を食いしばれ
This might not hurt a little. I hear her gasp. Then, with a yes, Sakura holds out her chest. Hoping this will be her punishment. Oh
帰
god.
ろうさくらそんな奴とは縁を切れ
Jesus. That's brutal. Oh. And I thrust it into her heart with a single breath. Cut his body. She's released. The black command spell cloaking her body disappeared. A contract breaker. A noble phantasm that nullifies all magic and negates the contract with the servant. Jesus, I didn't think... Oh, I didn't know if he meant literally that swords were consuming his body. Oh my god. Ah. Without taking Sakura's life, it destroys the contract that bound her. Thank you, Media. Even if you're kind of crazy sometimes. My vision isn't continuous. Sakura's alive. I don't know if it's a reaction from being released, but she's lying on the ground like she's sleeping. Tosaka will make it too. She's not bleeding anymore. She has a legitimate magic crest. The crest is the crystallization of the Tosaka family magic. It won't let their successor die even if she's unconscious. Thank God. The cavern is shaking. Angramanyu, a ridiculous curse called All Evils of the World, is writhing. Damn. Even after losing its host, the Black Shadow hasn't disappeared. It has grown too large. It can come out without Sakura's help. It will emerge so long as the Great Holy Grail still exists. It's gonna die though. I'll destroy it. I'll destroy the giant magic circle and the shadow along with it. Angramanyu's fetal activity is slowly destroying the cave. But I don't think it'll die even if the cave collapses. I have to destroy that thing here and now. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. I'll go as near as I can and attack with great force. Angramanyu can't move as long as it's in the black fire. I'll cleave it in two before he can even emerge. If that's anything capable of such a feat, it's the greatest noble phantasm I know of. I thought you were out. My breathing stopped for a moment. There's about 100 meters to Angramanyu. It's fine, I can walk this distance. It's just one more time. One last projection, it's all over. It's fine, I'll be able to do it. I'll finish this off, take the two of them above ground, and... There's no way you can make it above ground.
Shiro, 聞こえていますか?
Not at all. Someone taps my shoulder. Who is this? She can't possibly be a stranger. I know her, she looks dangerous, but I remember that she's trustworthy.
助かった。遠坂と桜を連れて外に出られるか?
Shiro?
The long-haired woman stares at me for a few seconds.
それで、あなたは?
Yeah, there's no end game here.
あれを閉じてから行く。すぐ終わるだろうけど、遠坂のキスは一刻を争う。桜だって、ここにいたらあいつの影響を受けるだろう。
Yeah, they both have to leave.
マユとやらは、
Both are in a
懲
weakened
りずに
state.
桜をマスターにするかもしれない。
承知しました。桜と凛は私が運びます。安心してください。それだけの体力は回復してきたつもりです。
Thank you, Ryder.
頼む。なんとか二人を連れて外に出てくれ。洞窟、崩れ出してるだろ。くそ。あんたの足なら、あんな落盤なんて問題じゃない。
Jesus.
では、二人を安全な場所に運び次第、迎えに来ます。
I hope. I don't think you'll make it in time.
ああ、それは頼もしいんだけど、二人の手当てを優先してくれ。任せられるのはあんたしかいない。
She can't be happy
こ
without
っち
you
はこっ
either.
ちで、とっとと逃げるから。
I don't think this woman has any ability to heal people, but I still have to entrust her with Tosaka's life.
必ず。ですがシロ、桜にはあなたと凛が必要です。それを肝に銘じておきなさい。
Yeah. I'll get out.
急ぎます。ご分を。
The woman in black picks them up with ease and runs down the cliff. Weaving between the falling rocks, she hurries to the exit. I don't have to worry about them now. They'll be saved if I let her take care of them, so... Now I just need to take care of one more thing. I gotta go kill this baby. My consciousness is breaking apart. A mere 100 meters became an impossibly vast expanse. It's only a matter of time before the cavern collapses. The ceiling's crumbling down, the ground is becoming a pile of rubble. My joints are stiff. It hurts to bend my limbs. My nerves are hot. Hundreds of blades are growing out of my body. An inescapable death by skewering. I am the bone of my sword. I already knew that. The time bomb was activated when I used projection. This end has already been determined. I'm crumbling apart. I'll shatter if I continue. I'll shatter to pieces like so many rocks on the ground. I'll still make it. My body's dying. I won't lose myself for about a day if I stop now. Only a day's worth of life prolongation. But right now, I would love to have something so insignificant. Just a day, an hour, or even a minute. If I can live, I want to stay here as long as I can, no matter how miserable it may be. A crack. Not outside, but inside. The nucleus accumbens in my cerebrum breaks. The part that administers the principle of behavior, the linkage to pleasure. The most important part of life. Life is the pursuit of pleasure. Without it, humans become beasts. It's not convenient. I still want it. I want to keep my memory for as long as I can. But it's disintegrating. The pain of loss doesn't stop the memories from fading. I disappear the more I walk on. I won't make it. Even if I do make it there, I probably won't remember what I need to do. So I should stop here and wait for help. But somewhere outside my body, there's a big reason. So I had to fulfill my role. Time has stopped. There's no pain. I'm taking a whole day to make just one step. I forget how to breathe. There's no pain. I couldn't breathe if I had all day to do it. I lose the meaning. What was pain? Organic matter turns into inorganic substance. I manage to keep myself. I reach out for the wall to keep from falling. All the shards of my existence are gathered into a tiny foothold. There's no way it'll support me. The foothold breaks. There's no principle of behavior. There's no meaning of behavior. There's no meaning of existence. I don't feel any fear. The meaning behind my existence disappears. I'm not alive anymore. My arms won't move for any reason.
Torres.
Words come out of my mouth. There's something still remaining even after language, neopallium, and cerebrum are lost.
Oh.
The body dies, but the soul remains. Spinning the 8 verses. The load transmits from the body to the soul, and the more meaning is. And Miyashiro dies. The standing figure is no different from a machine. It's programmed to swing the sword, but it's a corpse with no desire to move. But even without human intelligence, there are machines that weave many dreams in this world. He got it done, though. Past what he even thought it was his limit. There was a promise. Once winter's over, when it's spring. A recitation of words without meaning. A small hope that I remembered until the very end. Ooh, epilogue. Oh. And I wake up. I don't feel tired. My body and mind are refreshed.
Senpai?
What? We should have been sleeping together, but he's not in the futon. I look at the clock and it's already 10 o'clock. Pretending to understand, I get up. I'm surprised by how light I feel. What's wrong? All he did was make love to me, but it feels like the chains have been removed from my limbs. It's so very... What kind of sex are you having? My body burns with heat as I recall what happened. I slept with Senpai last night. Senpai lost one of his arms after coming home from the forest, but everything's going to go well now. I feel great, so I can have Ryder do more. Nothing bad will happen now. Senpai and Nason are here. Everything's going to turn out fine. A bad dream. Why did I dream about the worst possible outcome?
Senpai?
The wind feels good. The porch is filled with light, and walking here lightens my heart. My body feels light as a feather. Maybe I lost some weight while I slept. To be honest, I'm on the heavier side, and I'm fighting against the scale every night. But it's never done any good, and if Senpai says something like,
さくら、割と気痩せするタイプだったんだ。
oh my god, I'll faint, so it'll be great if I'm it'll be great if I'm to lose some weight. Jesus, why would he say that?
先輩
I don't like the way this is going. I feel amazingly refreshed, and the world looks different just by walking around. My body is so light. The air tastes good. My heartbeat feels so warm. It's a feeling of freedom, as if the poisons in me were taken out. The worm grandfather implanted within me. The black mud entangling my heart. The dream stuck in my mind. Everything disappears and...
ねえ先輩
Oh god, this is awful. There's no one here. The hallway's quiet.
先輩先輩
This is really depressing. What kind of ending is this? There's no one here. Warm sunlight.
先輩先輩あもしかしてかくれんぼですか
This feels awful. There's no one here. A cool breeze.
あれおかしいな
Oh, yeah.
先輩は隠れてる
Hiding real well. No way. It's impossible for nobody to be here, because that was just a bad dream. For the last time I saw him, his body was breaking apart.
違う嘘ですよね先輩
Yes, it has to be a lie. A body that wasn't human. There was no way he can move with that body, so he should be waiting for me somewhere around here.
先輩先
But the date I saw in the living room was 10 days since that event, the end of February. I fall to my knees. I understand everything now. No, I knew at the moment I woke up. I pretended not to notice.
やだ出てきてください先輩私だけなんてできない先輩と一緒じゃないとダメなんです先輩
My mind whites out. I feel like I'm about to break, but I can't. All I can do is cry. That's all. I'm a coward and a crybaby. I don't know how else to make up for it, so I can't even appreciate the fact I'm alive. That's the end of the long winter. I'm freed from the chains that bound me for 11 years, but I lost my only guide.
すごく強情なんだな、さくらは。正直甘く見てた。
The boy bluntly said this, an amazed expression and a deep sigh. She was prepared for that. The girl associated herself with the boy knowing that she was going to be hated. But somewhere in her mind was a thought that she didn't want to be hated by the boy, and at the same time...
その前にやり直さないと。さくらに世話をかけるんだから、俺の方からお願いしなくちゃダメだ。よろしくな、さくら。怪我が治るまで手伝いをしてもらうさ。
As she watched him cough to hide his embarrassment, she wanted to value that thought. It's spring.
ようやく一段落ついたわね、さくら。教会の調査も終わったし、綺麗な後釜はいい人だし、私たちはお咎めなしだし、これ一応ハッピーエンドじゃない？
Yeah, happy. Naesan's strong. She was more sad than I was, but she got her energy back as spring
とこ
arrived.
ろでさ、さくら、私の家に来ない？まとう手を引き払うなら、うちに来た方が何かと楽でしょ。
I appreciate her concern. I've always dreamed of being able to live with Naesan in her house. But I can't bear spending the night by myself. I don't know what will happen to me after Naesan goes home today. But that's why it's even more important to grow up.
そっか。さくらは一人でやっていくのね。 じゃあ無理には誘わないわ。卒業するまではうちにいるから休日くらいは遊びに来なさい。
Before heading home, Nason tells me she'll be waiting for my visit. It must have been caught in her hair when she came here. A pink flower petal flutters through the air.
もしかしてさくら、料理するの初めてか？
It wasn't true, but I wasn't skilled enough to say I was good at it. I read a lot of books before I came here, and I'd had my share of cooking classes. But I was really, really scared of having someone eat something I'd made.
そういうことはないです。
いや、そうじゃなくてだな。まあ、習うより慣れろか。よし、基本から入ろう。はい、暑いから覚悟してな。
The basics turned out to be rice balls. We made them together. I thought he was making fun of me. I sulked a little. But when I looked up, I saw he was serious, and I couldn't get mad at him. And
じゃ、交換。俺のあげるから、さくらのおにぎりをいただきます。
he ate the rice balls I just made. He ate something I made and thanked me for the meal. I don't know what he wanted to teach me, but I felt less awkward starting the next day, and I wanted him to eat my meals again. It's spring.
本当にいいの、さくらちゃん。さくらちゃんが管理人になってくれるのは助かるけど。
I got much more money than I expected when I sold the mansion. It's more than enough to maintain this house. I went and asked Fujimura Sensei's father to give me the right to the land, making sure I can keep this
ここ
house.
まで思ってくれるのは嬉しいけど。ねえ、さくらちゃん。シロはもう帰って。
I just shake my head. Fujimura shrugs
この家はあなたに任せるわ。
and leaves the house with a motherly smile. I recall a painful
さく
memory.
ら、このゴタゴタが終わったら、どこか遠くに行こう。今までどこかに遊びに行くとかなかっただろ？たまには遠出して騒ぐのもいい。
In dead seriousness, he said there's nothing we can't go if we put our minds to it. I smiled since he was so pure.
よし、じゃあ約束だ。さくらの体が治って、このゴタゴタが終わったら。
Yes, the promise is. It's spring. I think I haven't seen someone for a while now. It's painful to be alone. My memories keep looping in my head and I want to turn the power off. It's fortunate that I don't miss people, but then why?
当然だろう。奪ったからには責任を果たせ、さくら。
Yes, I have to do something. It's painful to be by myself or to be with others, but I have to do something I can. But I don't know how I can atone. I can't think of anything I can do for others. So this will be for myself. I'll grow one flower every year for the promised day. It's spring. I'm getting used to being alone and it's getting fun to be with others, but it's still scary. Talking to someone makes it feel like the whole world is condemning me as punishment.
けど守る。これからさくらに問われるすべてのことから、さくらを守るよ。
He's really selfish. I think it's the worst when he says whatever he wants and he doesn't actually protect me. So I'm not going to forgive him. I'm going to tell him a lot of selfish things to bother him. But I'll forgive him. He says it's hypocrisy, but his words alone calm me down so much. He's irresponsible, but I love him and he loves me. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. No one comes here. I'm not sad. But I'm waiting so calmly for the spring that I sometimes doubt my sanity. I'm not sad because I have certainty. I believe I'll be compensated for all my pains. But there's one
遅い
worry.
な、先輩。これじゃ私、おばあちゃんになっちゃいますよ。
Oh. I hope I can be healthy until that day. Oh. It's spring. I haven't been able to move my body to my satisfaction recently. I go out into the yard and sprinkle water like always.
先生、手伝いに来ましたよ。
My student comes. A student came and asked for instructions even though I taught myself and didn't have much skill. The Tosaka's new heir is a girl just like Nason. The lights are scattered. I sit in my usual rocking chair and stare at the yard.
ああ先生寝ないでくださいね
God, I want to see
終
your
わったら
daughter so
昔の
bad.
話聞かせてもらうんですから
That's something that's fun. That's something that's fun for me too. I can only recall words now, but words become stories, repeating the good old days.
笑った私先生の笑顔好きだなうちの強欲ばあさんと違ってすごい美人なんだもの
The sun's warm and time passes by gently, sometimes like like torture. Hey, your grandma is the best. I keep planting seeds for the promised day. Flowers of redemption. I'll wait for spring here until I'm absolved. It's gonna be a long time. And it's spring again. The years are as long as a blink of an eye. I close my eyes and open them. The hill is covered with cherry blossoms. The boy, appearing just like he was before, is waving his hand on the familiar hill road. Man, that was something I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting a fucking depressing end like that. Oh my god. Wow. I don't know. I don't know what to say. That was. Oh. I mean, it was satisfying, I guess, but oh my god, is it not just the most depressing thing in the world? Wow. I mean, I still wouldn't mind to see Tosaka's heiress, but god. Sakura, ooh. Ooh. Living by herself, waiting for him, that's just depressing. No one's there. People don't visit because she just stays in her house, waiting for him. Man. That's just a brutal life. I don't even know what to say at that. It's just sad. But it works for an atonement, I guess. But man, it fits really well as an ending. I mean, like just naturally, it's just a really very well written natural ending. Shiro putting everything for Sakura, it makes sense that that would happen. But god damn if it wasn't heart crushing. And wow. Well, it's time to get the other one. And then it'll be Tiger Dojo's. Sounds like fun.